On. And the topic today is Venezuela, and we got Toucan Sam here. Okay, so what I want to talk about is disinformation, okay? So we've got a lot of media that are, primarily the Western media are all about how, there's Cubans in Venezuela and they've taken over the state of Venezuela. The Cuban generals are ordering everyone around, and the reason that Venezuela is in such rough shape is because it's all Cuban. Everyone knows that Cuban is, well, technically a dictatorship and secondarily maybe a communist dictatorship, but no one really understands. Now, the point that needs to be brought up is that Western media are run by Western interests. And what is the biggest interest in Venezuela? It's oil. So, what is going on in Venezuela is a battle for who controls oil in Venezuela. And secondarily, it's, whose power structures are more important than others. Okay. So there's a lot of going on and on about the Cubans and etc. etc. And well, Alex Jones got into a lot of trouble because he said Sandy Hook was faked. So I'm not going to say everything in Venezuela is faked because I'm not in Venezuela and I can't tell you. But all I know is that the history of planet Earth is nothing but disinformation and false flags and cooking up stories that so and so did such and such. So, for example, Vietnam, the Gulf of Tonkin incident over outside of North Vietnam, it was a false flag. And, the Nazi Germany did it with the burning of the Reichstag and blaming it on somebody else. So this is a very common thing. Something happens and they call it a current event and they blame a foreign power or somebody they don't like. And then they use it to seize control, perhaps military rule, draconian policies, and it is all because the people who are being called to be the ones to save you are the ones that caused the trouble in the first place. So, do I trust the Western media reports? Not at all. Not at all. Whatever is going on in Venezuela, I do not trust Western media. I do not trust Cuban media. I do not trust media at all. So, what is the takeaway from all of this? Well, disconnect yourself from news stories. I had a local news story. If you look outside my window, you will see there is nothing but snow. Snow, snow, snow. Okay? Snow, snow, snow. And then there was a news report, a local radio station that said they were going to close down the Main Street overpass right now to start construction season. Construction season does not happen in the middle of winter where I live. So someone is lying about what is going on with this Main Street overpass. And then that was all they said on the radio. So I sent an email in to the radio station, to the news department, and said, a good news person would ask that exact question. Why are you doing construction in March when there's all kinds of snow on the ground? It gets very cold at night. This is not a time to be doing concrete work. What is going on? And what was the response that I got? Nothing. No response. So there you have it. The news media are mouthpieces for whoever is doing something, and they refuse to even answer a simple question. Why is this going on? And it just proves to me that even the local media are corrupt to the core. There is no truth being reported here, and no truth being reported on the mainstream news. And YouTube is just as bad because you get conflicting people talking about the same subjects. And I come to the conclusion that all of them are completely out to lunch. They have no idea what's going on, and they're just yip and yap and talk about this and that, the next thing. It's like, what's the point? What's the point of getting someone's opinion? And people send me stuff, they send me YouTubes and podcasts of Joe Rogan and various other people, and they expect me to listen to it. And I listened to 10 minutes of Joe Rogan, and it was with Alex Jones, and I learned nothing in 10 minutes, and it was like over an hour podcast. I turned it off. There is no use in listening to all these talking heads yip, 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 talk about the same thing. It's just the same thing as the cable news networks. You don't get any new information. You get a bunch of third-rate people that are talking about, when the last time their coffee cup was dusted. It's like, it's truly a waste of time. So what can I tell you about Venezuela? Who gives a rat's ass? I don't live there. Now, if the people are suffering, I'm very sorry, but I am one person and I do not have the capacity to go and help millions of people, other than talking about the fact that whatever is going on is a big disinformation program, and it's not just happening in Venezuela, it's happening in my local town, it's happening in your local town. I can't really point because I don't know where the camera is. And, so what to do about it? Be smart, know that they're lying to you because they all have agendas. And the main agenda that they have in all of these places is control. They want to control the people there, and they want to control you. They want to control your mind. So Alex Jones was right. There is a battle on, and it's about for your mind. But don't believe Alex Jones, because I have no idea if his mind is any more better or superior to anyone else's. But the only takeaway is that there is a battle for your mind. And who should run your mind? Well, I always say it's the spirit rather than your personal ego. So that means you have to spend a lot of time meditating and getting quiet and shutting off your ego monkey mind if you want to get anything that's really true. Um, Anything else from Sitting Bull? Sitting Bull does more sitting and being quiet than talking. And, so maybe that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to be like Sitting Bull, and I'm going to sit. And how does that help the world? Well, it's your intention. Your intention is simply not to add to opinions about things you have no idea about. And as I said, all I know is that disinformation is the history of planet Earth. I don't even know where to move my eyes because there's no like sign where my camera is. It's very difficult. I seem to be looking this way. Maybe like I can't get it. My eyes just keep turning to the. It's very weird. Okay, well, there's your update from Sitting Bull on the subject of Venezuela, and I don't even know how to turn this camera off. Thank you for watching, whoever you are. It doesn't tell me who you are. Give us a like, and you can subscribe to my channel, and you can click the bell if you want to be notified on new things. You can also go to, it's Matthias. Thank you, Matthias, for coming in from Brazil. Oh, Matthias from Brazil. Have you been to Venezuela? I don't know. What else did you want to say? Well, where I am with all the snow here, he's gone. Okay, thank you very much. I don't have anything else to tell you. We're going to get some other commentators to come on to the channel. You can also go to Burrows Bobby on Instagram. And that's where my Instagram is, BURROWSBOBBY. In 98, I was 11 years old. Well, so Matthias has not been there lately, so we have no idea what's going on in Venezuela from Matthias. But thank you for coming, and I'm going to end here. Isla Margarita, it was a good country.